override negative outcomes. So his limbic cortex will say, what the heck would happen if my goggles broke halfway through and I have water in my eyes, right? So now that's a negative outcome. He's activating probably the prefrontal cortex, which would then say, despite that negative outcome, you're going to be able to do this. So you're driving circuits in the brain that are giving you control over the responses that would happen if an emergency should happen in the water. Let's say your goggles do break. Everybody else has goggles and they're getting to their goal. You now have to function with something that has given you a handicap in that situation. How do you not let that handicap become a serious handicap? So you've ideated and imagined that handicap already before it occurs, and you've allowed yourself to say, if this were to happen, this is how I will handle it. Right? So in some sense, think about it like, let's say now let's think of a simple exam. Let's say you're going for an exam and you have an exam for which you've studied, but you're now convinced yourself you'll forget everything you've studied. And when you go into the room, everything will come out of your brain and you will not be able to write a single word because you're so nervous. How do you prepare yourself for that possibility that you tell yourself that if that was to arise, how am I going to calm myself down so that I can at least handle one or two? So if you practice this to yourself, you would say, in my entire paper, there'll be at least one question I can answer. It's a 100-mark paper. I can't answer all 100. I'll find one question I can answer. Should I feel so